Hey, we're going to go over how to properly change the flour food. Our flour food comes, we use Kreisel, as you know from watching videos, we use Kreisel Professional #2 for transport and display exclusively. We don't use any of the others, okay? So when they come, this is heavy. It's a two-person lift or lift with your legs or whatever. Goes over here on the floor. Here's the empty one, okay? So what you do is you have to take your knife, you have to come over here, you have to cut these little plastic things off because they lock it in. So you cut all these little plastic things so you can break the seal of the flour food, because this little ring here, the plastic is molded together, okay? And what I find to be helpful, because these lids are on really tight, is to usually take one of the linen rags, put it on the top. Actually, this is a wet linen rag, so I don't know if it's going to give me the proper amount of grip. Yeah, I'm going to have to get a dry one. Just a second. This, and we spin it, and we break the seal. We take the top off. Right? Got to use some kind of a rag or something to open it up. Okay, now there's a seal on the top that has to be cut open. Now, once this is open, one of the reasons I'm making this video is because I walked outside and saw Ed changing. So you'll notice I have the top cut off from an old one because the hose goes down in there. I want the top to remain like this to keep crud from falling down into the container. Now, the siphoning system, which is down here, usually leaves about this much flour food in the bottom of the container. So what I like to do is I like to open the new one up, and there's usually a space in the top of about this much. There's air up there. And I take whatever's left and I dump it into the container. Now, there's none in here because Ed decided to dump it all over the sidewalk outside because he was looking for the screen. But I prefer not to waste it because this is $140 for this 6 gallons, so or 5. So it's like gold as far as I'm concerned. Okay. So what happened was, and what Ed was looking for, was this filtration thing that goes on the end. All right. This goes in here like this, and this goes here like this. Okay. Now this is kind of getting worn out. You can see here, this usually just stays on. It's not wanting to stay on. The bolt, or the nut I should say, is on here specifically to weight this down, to cause this to fall down into the bottom of the container. Now, what needs to happen is it goes through here like this and like this. Now again, this will fall off is what's going to end up happening. But what we do is we just take this, we set it down here, and we'll take this, and we'll put this down in there like that, just like that. And we put that down in the air like this, and then we screw this on. Usually, when it's been emptied, there's an air gap in the hose. So after you do this and you put the hose in there, we'll probably have an excessive amount on the hose. I think we could actually shorten that hose, is what I think we could do. Take it, turn it on, so that it starts to siphon coming out of there. Now you'll see down here, there are air bubbles coming through. You have to wait until the air bubbles are all the way in and coming through the device, the clicking device, the Dosatron device here. See them all? That means there's not complete water or flour food going into the water. So right now, it's going to get to a place where there we go. There. Now all the bubbles are out. So we're getting a good source of water. You can go ahead and you can turn it off. So that is how I like to change the Kreisel flour food that we use to process the flours with. Okay.